Alright, what is up, guys? This is Devin, your host for the DLDFS YouTube show, back again to break down this 10-game Wednesday slate, January 23rd of 2019. And as of right now, as I'm recording this, uh, I got Paul George in the lineups last night, for tonight actually, and it's at halftime right now, and he scored 37 Fanduel points. So, I'm telling you, man, trust the process. Alright, so I'm going to change the format a little bit today because we got a bigger slate, so it's not going to be as easy for me to tackle. So I'm just going to tell you some of my favorite plays from each position. But before then, we're going to talk about the injuries that are on the slate. So as of right now, these are the injuries, major injuries that need to be noted. We got Al Horford is already ruled out for rest purposes. Jimmy Butler is a game time decision with his wrist. Kawhi Leonard is also going to be out again tomorrow for rest purposes. Danilo Gallinari did not travel with the team. He's going to be out for the rest of this road series with his back injury. Anthony Davis is also still out with his finger injury. Aaron Gordon is a game time decision with his back. He missed the last game, so we're going to have to watch the news on that as it gets closer. Luke Cornett will be out with an ankle injury. And I'm going to get to the guy that I like to play for him today. Andre Drummond is a game time decision with a concussion. He missed the last two games because of this. Marc Gasol is a game time decision because of a back injury. And Tristan Thompson is a game time decision because of a foot injury. So I'm going to just go through and give you a couple plays I like at each position, probably about 4 or 5 from each position. And these are the guys that I'll probably be building my lineups around tomorrow. So, starting off first, we got point guard. Uh, Someone else we got to watch for the injury is Ben Simmons. He's got an illness. But if he plays, I really like Ben Simmons against San Antonio at home. 9,900 is price dropped a little bit, but especially with Jimmy Butler possibly not playing, being a game time decision, definitely watch the news. I like Ben Simmons tomorrow. The next point guard that I like would be Trae Young at 7,100, going against Chicago. These are two of the worst teams in the NBA. These guys don't play defense. These guys turn the ball over a lot. Both these teams play really fast. This is suiting Trae Young's play style a lot, and I'm going to be firing up some Trae Young today. And if we go down here a little bit, 4,600, I got a pair of guys I like at 4,600. So the first guy is going to be Fred VanVleet, who is absolutely killing it right now in my lineups. His price dropped today to 4,600. So I will be going back to the well on Fred VanVleet tomorrow against Indiana. And I also like DJ Augustine going against Brooklyn at 4,600 as well. You don't need a lot out of this price to get his value, but he also has a pretty good high upside, 30-point upside. So those are the guys I'll be playing at point guard. Moving over to shooting guard. James Harden's price has dropped a little bit. He's down to 13.5. Going against the New York Knicks. I am gonna try to fit Harden in. I think he's a really good play, and if you can get him into your lineups, definitely do so. The next guy down that I like a lot, his price has dropped, is DeMar DeRozan going against Philly at 7,700. I really like that price tag on DeMar DeRozan, especially going against Philly. And going a little bit more down, we got at 5,700, we got Tim Hardaway Jr. against the Rockets. I mean, the Rockets are battered right now. Tim Hardaway will probably see Harden defense, which isn't defense. So at 5,700, I could see some high upside on Tim Hardaway, especially if he's throwing up 20 shots. And okay, keep going down a little bit. In the same game, we got Eric Gordon at 5,300 against the Knicks. Didn't really have that impressive of a game last time out, but like I said, these guys are short-handed, and they need someone other than Harden to be scoring. So I like Eric Gordon. And then the last guy at shooting guard that I like, just as a value play, don't think I'll be getting to him as much, but if I need to save some money, I like Jaylen Brown against Cleveland at 4,300. You This game's probably gonna blow out, and he might see some blowout minutes possibly. So that's if I need to save money, but I don't think I'll be going down to Jaylen Brown that much. I think I'll be paying out for DeMar DeRozan, Tim Hardaway Jr., Eric Gordon, and James Harden. All right, so we're going over to small forward, and at small forward, they just switched him over today. They switched Tobias Harris over to a small forward position. He's going to be 8K at small forward, and this helps out a position that is just absolute trash on FanDuel. Um, Danilo Gallinari is still out, so I'm expecting Tobias Harris to have a pretty good game. Um, I will definitely be trying to fit Tobias into my lineups. Uh, my next guy that I like at 6,700 is Nikola Mirotic going against the Pistons at home. This guy, the minutes he's been playing with Anthony Davis out, I really like. I really like him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for 40. All right, now we got to go down here a little bit. Next guy that I like is Bojan Bogdanovic at 5,400 going against the Raptors as well. I mean, this guy, he just sits in the corner, man. But if he has a really good game, a really good shooting game, and he sits in the corner and he's draining those threes, he's got a very high outside. And the last time that these guys played the Raptors, he actually scored 40 FanDuel points. So he's pretty cheap. He's a pretty cheap option, so I like him. I'll probably be playing him. And then my last guy that I like at 4,400, Torian Prince. Now, I know he didn't have the best of games last time out, but he was in foul trouble. It wasn't like he was getting his minutes restricted or anything. He was in foul trouble. So I think if he can stay out of foul trouble, especially in this game against Chicago, I think he has a very high upside at 4,400. So let's move over to power forward. At power forward, I really, really like Blake Griffin at 9,800 going against New Orleans. Um, I definitely like Blake Griffin if Andre Drummond is out. Um, who's gonna get it done for Detroit? This is a pace-up spot for the Pistons going against the Pelicans. Who's gonna do it for him? This offense goes through Blake Griffin, so I really like Blake Griffin. Um, Definitely fire him up. Next guy that I like is LaMarcus Aldridge at 8,200 going against the Philadelphia 76ers. I like the San Antonio Spurs in the 76ers game. Um, LaMarcus had a 40-point game against them last time they were out. At 8,200, I just don't see how he's not a good play. Next play up I like is John Collins at 8,100. I like the Hawks as well, especially going against Chicago. John Collins with, I mean, Robin Lopez. Robin Lopez and what, maybe Bobby Portis. I mean, these guys aren't going to stop John Collins, and I'm firing him up. I think he's in a really good spot, and he's got a high upside, so I'll definitely be playing John Collins in my lineups. All right, and then I got a couple cheaper guys that I like. Thad Young going against the Raptors at 5,800. I I just think he's a good player. I got a feeling that he's gonna have a good game. I don't know why, but I do. And I normally don't like playing Thad Young at all. So I don't know why. Play him at your own risk. And the last guy that I like is Bam Adebayo. Him and Hassan Whiteside split the 40 minutes in the game. If Hassan Whiteside's in foul trouble and he only plays 20, Adebayo's playing 28. If he's injured and he plays 16, uh, what's the math on that? 32? No, yeah, 32 minutes left over. So yeah, at 5,500, I could definitely see him having a good game, especially against the Clippers with no Gallinari. They've been starting Montrezl Harrell in the lineup, and if Adebayo doesn't have to match up with Harrell coming off the bench, I think he's in a really, really good spot. So I really like Bam. And finish up at center. I only like a couple people. I find it hard to pay up for Jokic and Gobert in that game. Um, they'll probably have a good game, but uh, really good offensive center in Jokic and a really good defensive center in Gobert. So I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from it. I'm gonna stay away from Joel Embiid because he's been having all these back problems and stuff. So I'm not gonna play Joel. He's not on the injury report, but I think it's too much. 10-8 is too much to pay for Joel, especially with all of his back problems. And watching him play the other day was absolutely horrible with how bad his back was. So for center up, if I'm paying up for a center, I'm paying up for Nikola Vucevic, going against Brooklyn at 9,900. This guy just gets it done. I mean, I can't remember a time when he scored less than 40. This guy is so good on the offensive end. Um, and Brooklyn is just terrible against centers. So I really like Vucevic. The guy that I'm really going to be playing, and I feel like a lot of people are also going to be playing, is Enes Kanter against the Rockets. The Rockets don't have a big guy. I mean, yeah, they got Fareed now, but really, other than Fareed, they don't have another big guy to defend down low. At 6,200, he's coming back into the starting lineup, and he's got a point to prove, man. He's pissed. He's really upset about being moved down the depth chart and everything. So I think he's going to go out there and prove a point on why he should be out there. So I really like Enes Kanter. I think I'm going to have him in all my lineups. And then the last guy that I'd like to point out is Jahlil Okafor for 5,500 going against Detroit, especially if Andre Drummond's out. He's a really good cheap option. He did really well the last game out. With Anthony Davis out, he started. He played 35 minutes, got 20 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal with no turnovers for 41 points. Um, I don't see a reason why he can't get a double-double for sure if Andre Drummond's not out there. So if Andre Drummond's not out there, I really like Jahlil Okafor, but I'm pretty set on playing Cantor in all my lineups, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be on Enes Kanter as well. So I hope that helps you guys out. Um, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Let's win some money.